Let's talk about love, particularly for love lessons or lessons on love that I learned from taking care of my new pets, my reptiles, and my crawlies. That's what we're going to talk about in this new Trying Hard podcast episode. Hi there, and welcome to a new Trying Hard with Laika episode. And we have a special guest today. This is Charmander, or we fondly call him Prince Charming or Charm. This is my leopard gecko, and he is one of my new pets that I take care of dito sa TLHQ. The other one being Artemis, my ball python. Now, natutulog si Artemis ngayon. I'm not sure if she's going to join us later after the break. But I really wanted to make this episode kasi I didn't know that I would learn such, I would say, profound na mga bagay about love and loving from them, from taking care of reptiles. Now, Charmander here is my very first reptile. Nag-ano siya, nagsished or magsished siya soon. So, hindi na siya masyadong orange. But that's what they do. Occasionally, pag lumalaki na sila, they shed their skin. And that's just a quick fun fact. Sorry, na-distract ako. But we've been bonding a lot since I got him. And he's quite comfortable naman hanging around with me. Kasi if hindi, magdadash na to out. But one of the things na natutuhan ko, and that's going to be our first point for today, is that how we love may not be how they love to be loved. Ano ibig sabihin nun? How we love may not be how our loved ones love to be loved. It's a lesson I feel na very important, especially for people trying to keep reptiles in particular. Sorry, ito kasi yung favorite niyang position eh. Sorry, that's him right there. It's an important lesson for everyone, but it's particularly important for people who are keeping reptiles. Now, why do I say that? Kasi if you're used to keeping pets na aso, pusa, especially dogs sa totoo lang, kasi ang dogs are very needy, very emotional, always in your face. Alam ko yan kasi we have two dogs in this household. I've had Hailey for 8 years now. Very sila physically affectionate. Ibig sabihin, gusto nila yung nahawakan, gusto nila nilalambing. Reptiles are different in that they need their time away from you. And they're not into, alam niyo yun, yung lambing na the way that we are used to with other pets. And it's very important for me to point that out kasi I think a lot of us, when we want to love people, not just pets, but when we love, ang tendency natin is to love the way that we want to love others. Sometimes we forget to factor in kung ano yung preference or ano yung kailangan even nung minamahal natin. And it's very clear sa akin from the get-go na keeping reptiles is going to be a different journey because they won't enjoy exactly the same things as my dogs. They won't always want to be touched or they won't always want to be paid attention to. In fact, yung leopard geckos, ang recommendation sa aking research and from a lot of keepers is when you get them, you don't touch them right away. Kahit sa snakes, honestly. So, ibig sabihin nun, pagkuha mo sa kanya, hindi mo muna siya, kakargahin ng ganito or kukunin. But hahayaan mo muna siya. Leopard geckos, supposedly 2 weeks before you start handling them. Naiba lang si Charmander kasi kita nyo naman, very sociable siya. So, nung dumating siya na mismo yung mahabol ng kamay ko. Kapag pumapasok yung kamay ko sa enclosure niya para maglinis or maglagay ng food or anything like that. And it's the same with snakes. You need to love them the way they want to be loved. Kasi kung hindi, ang tendency is they would be extra anxious, they would feel uncomfortable, at hindi sila makakapag-adjust. So again, the first thing is how we love may not be how they love to be loved. And we need to consider that. Now, yung second thing is you need to leave some room to grow. Medyo connected dun sa una, Pero kasi yung love them how they want to be loved, pwede rin the other way around eh. Merong mga tao na kailangan ng extra attention, kailangan ng extra lambing, no? Pero kahit pa ang tao ay kailangan ng extra attention at extra lambing, kailangan pa rin niya ng space. And it's become a trope, no? Yung mga nagsasabi na, I need space, parang, joke na siya, no? Kasi nga, ang dami ng mga nagsasabi na kailangan nila ng space as an excuse to break up with people. But we talk about space as in, hindi tayo dapat nagkukulong ng minamahal natin. Kasi they tend to grow bigger if you give them extra space. Charmander right here weighs, last time we weighed him, 70 something grams. And for his age, it's actually quite big. And I would say part of the reason why he's big is because he is in a big enclosure. Hindi siya nasa bin lang or lalagyanan lang. Hindi siya nasa Tupperware lang, kumbaga. And that big enclosure has allowed him to grow bigger. I would say the same din with Artemis, my snake. She's also longer, more confident, and everything else because of the space that she has doon sa kanyang enclosure. Meron siyang space to grow, meron siyang space to pasyal-pasyal, alam niyo yun, mag-wander about paggabi. At ginagamit niya lahat ng space na binibigay sa kanya. Ang sabi kasi sa research is that ball pythons daw are not arboreal. Pag sinabing arboreal, ibig sabihin yung mahilig sa trees, umakyat sa trees, or namumuhay sa taas ng trees, or mahilig mag-climb. And it's true, kasi ang ball pythons supposedly live in termite mounds. Pero si Artemis, for some reason, she loves climbing. And so what I did was I gave her a piece of driftwood na she can climb para mas safe yung pag-climb niya. And she really uses that. She uses all the space that she was given to explore. And when it comes to loving people, dapat, I guess, the same. Bigyan natin sila ng space, bigyan natin sila ng opportunities to grow, bigyan natin sila ng, kumbaga, engagement, mga bagay na mag-enrich sa buhay nila. And then you can just watch them flourish. Hindi dapat laging in your face tayo na nakatutok, alam niyo yun, 24 dun sa mga minamahal natin. Hindi tayo dapat nagdidikta sa kung anong gagawin nila. Mas maganda if we just give them what they need, give them the space, and then they could pick and choose then kung ano yung mga gagawin nila for that day. Kasi if babantayan natin sila, yun nga, they would just live a very limited na life. Masikip, limitado, ma-pressure, kumbaga, at hindi ka mag-grow sa ganong klaseng environment. So yun na yung first two ha. Number 1, how we love may not be how they love to be loved. And we need to take that into consideration. Right, Charmander? Okay. Now the second thing is to leave some room, leave space for them to grow. Now quick break lang tayo. Babalik tayo with 3 and 4 right after this break.
So siya yung bumibili ng planner taon-taon kasi New Year, New You. Oo. Pero hindi niya naman sinusulatan. Kasi daw pangit yung sulat niya, sayang yung papel. Tapos minsan, January, okay pa, sinusulatan niya, ginagamit niya. February, okay pa. Tapos susunod niyang bubuksan, September na. Ganun ka rin ba? Ako rin kasi, kaya nga gumawa ko ng sarili kong planner. Ito ang planner na para sa mga try-hard, kagaya ko. At dahil hindi nakakahiya maging trying hard, mas nakakahiya to not try at all, nilagay na natin sa cover mismo. This planner is undated, kaya pwede mo simulan gamitin kahit kailan. At kung makakalimutan gamitin pwede mong gamitin ulit. Walang masasayang na papel. But I should warn you, this planner is not for everyone. Parang yung podcast natin. Others may look at it and say it's too much or it's too messy. Pero I made these choices para hindi kayo mahiyang gamitin. This is the kind of planner you can use and abuse. Aside from the monthly spread, weekly spread, at yung task list, meron din siyang mga activity sheets that you can use sa inyong journey sa personal development. At kung ready ka na bumili para sa'yo o para panregalo, you can go to bit.ly/tryinghardplanner. And for the first 100 orders hanggang November 30, I will also include a dedication kung gusto nyo lang naman. You just let us know dun sa notes kung kaninong pangalan ang isusulat. Now, I always tell you to dream big, work hard, and start now. This planner right here is actually one of my big dreams, so thank you all for making it come true.
Alright, we're back and he's still here. Meron na kaming enough na bonding ni Charmander na he would tell me if gusto niya nang bumalik sa enclosure and mukhang okay pa naman siya. Ayan. So let's go with point number 3. The third thing I learned taking care of Charmander, Artemis, and even my isopods that I keep dito sa TLHQ is this. Funny. That the good is better and the bad is not as bad when we love someone. Ulitin ko yan ha. The good is better, even better. And the bad is not that bad when you're with someone you love. Now, notorious ang reptiles in particular sa pagkakaroon ng pupu na hindi kabanguhan. Okay? So, hindi mabango yung poop nila. And sa totoo lang, dahil I keep dogs and of course, namumulot ako ng pupu ng dogs, sanay naman ako dun sa exercise na yun. I've always done that. But yes, it's a different type of smell. Medyo may pagka ammonia type, medyo may pagka parang chemical na smell siya na tumitira sa ilong, kumbaga. It's true. But hindi ako as averse to it. And it's funny kasi si Nika kasi nagbigay sa akin kay Artemis. Sakto na when I mentioned Nika, sumilip si Artemis. So, binalik ko muna si Charm, tas siya muna yung ating guest for the rest of this podcast. But yeah, this is my ball python, si Artemis, my snake. If in case you're watching on video. If you're afraid of snakes, you can just switch to just audio para hindi niyo siya makita. But sabi ni Nika, and isa sa mga worries niya I feel when she gave me Artemis was that mabaho nga yung poop nila. So, nung first time na nag-poop siya, and of course, I had to take care of it. I had to pick it up. I had to clean her enclosure. Ang tanong agad ni Nika was, how was it? Mabaho ba? Okay lang ba? Kaya ba? Parang ganun. And I quickly realized na even if maselan akong tao, alam niyo yun, sa totoo lang, maselan ako lalo na sa amoy. When you love what you're doing, when you love, in my case, my pet, the people we love, even the terrible parts, the bad parts, they're not as bad. And you take the bad with the good. And even sa totoo lang yung pagpulot ng poop, kahit mabaho, is something I enjoy doing. And I enjoy it, hindi dahil mabango siya, no? Pero I enjoy it because it makes me feel responsible for her. It makes me feel responsible for Charmander, for my pets, for my wards, kumbaga, even my isopods when I take care of them. You take the bad with the good. And the bad isn't that bad when you love someone. Tapos, ang flip side pa nun, ang dagdag pa dun is, yung good naman is extra good because they're yours. Like, I've always watched videos, documentaries, other creators who have reptiles. And I would be fascinated, na-enjoy ko nang panoorin. Pero because it's them and they are mine, yung enjoyment is even more than usual. I enjoy kahit spending time with them lang, hawak lang sila, alam niyo yun, kahit na, ayan, ganyan lang, she would be checking me out, she would just be hanging out with me. We have parang our little interactions and those make me happy. And my extra inspiration din ako and motivation to keep working and providing for them. So again, the good is better and the bad is not that bad when you love someone. Now, yung fourth point is this. This is a little bit tricky kasi I know it's sensitive. Not everyone is in that position pa right now. But one thing I learned about myself then particularly is that we love with what we have. Now, I'm not saying na hindi ko to alam itong apat na to before ko sila naging pet. Pero na-reinforce lang itong mga bagay na ito. We love with what we have. And a lot of times, especially if you truly love someone or you love something even, we love with everything we have. It's a point of conversation for a lot of reptile keepers sa kung ano yung magandang buhay, kumbaga, na ibibigay mo sa pets mo. Do you keep them in bins? Do you keep them in racks? Or do you keep them in enclosures? At gaano kalaki yung enclosure na pwede mong paglagyan sa kanila? Pero sa akin, personally, quickly na-realize ko na I'm the type of person who will try her best to give them a life that is something na they would really enjoy. Artemis, for example, lives in an enclosure na magastos, mamahalin dahil mahal ko siya. Kasi kapag nagmahal ka, mapapamahal ka talaga, as in kahit sa expenses. Charmander is also living in a bioactive na enclosure. They have food, and I take care of that. I make sure that they're doing well. When I read studies na yung sabi nila maganda daw ang UVB for them, I provide for them. And we love with what we have. But hindi lang ibig sabihin nun is, okay, dapat ganun lahat. I feel may onting nuance dun ng ganun din tayo even if we have limited resources. Kung ano yung meron tayo, yun yung ginagamit natin para magmahal. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky kasi kung ikaw naman yung minamahal, di ba? Parang gusto natin, sana binibigay din sa atin lahat. Sana meron din ako noon, sana meron din ako niyan. But to a certain extent, we have to ask ourselves, yung nagmamahal ba sa atin, minamahal na nila tayo with everything they have? And if the answer is yes, kahit na limitado, yung mga binibigay sa atin, kahit konti lang, kahit konting attention lang, kahit konting affection lang, but are they loving us with what they have already? Then it's up to you na kung pag-iisipan mo kung sapat ba talaga yon para sa'yo or do you really require more? Tricky itong conversation na to kasi hindi ko naman sinasabi na mag-tease kayo habang buhay o kaya na yung inaabuso ka na o kaya talagang pinagmamalupitan ka na. Hindi ka na pinapansin, alam mo yun, kaya may jowa ka tapos hindi na nagte-text, hindi man lang nangungumusta, makontento ka dun. Hindi yun ang sinasabi ko dito ha. But I think it's a great way to look at things din if we consider na ano ba talaga yung sitwasyon ng tao? May maibibigay ba talaga siya? At may ipinangako ba siyang hindi niya binibigay dahil lang ayaw niya ibigay o dahil yun ang sitwasyon niya ngayon? Kasi sa buhay, hindi lahat ng nagmamahal sa atin, mamahalin tayo in the same way. Hindi lahat ng makikilala natin ay minahal din in the same way. Recurring conversation ngayon online yung alam mo yung mga magulang na nag-anak tapos wala silang maibigay na magandang buhay sa anak nila. And it's true. Responsibilidad naman talaga ng magulang na magbigay ng magandang buhay sa anak. One of the things nga na iniisip ko lagi is that kasi I'm the type of person who, again, hayop pa lang ganito ako, medyo OA. So, syempre, if I have a kid, I want to give that kid a great life. Hindi lang good life. But hindi lahat ganun. Now, of course, hindi mo naman kasalanan kung hindi, kahit pangangailangan mo lang, hindi maibigay, di ba? Pero kung hindi nila binibigay dahil choice nilang hindi ibigay at binibigay nila sa iba, is another thing versus hindi nila maibigay kasi hindi talaga kaya. And that's where the, I would say, realistic type ng resentment should come in. Are they giving everything they already have? Or hindi? Kasi kung choice nila na tipirin ka, then that's the time na, okay, that's another conversation. Pero if may mga circumstances beyond their control, then that's the time na, okay, kaya nating palusutin, patawarin, even tulungan, di ba? Na lang, something to think about lang. So again, we love with what we have. Which brings us back to the first point, di ba? If we love with what we have, and others may want us to love them in a way that's different from how we want to love them, paano yun mag-work if hindi talaga kayo swak? If wala ka nung kailangan nila? Sa case, for example, ng reptiles, kailangan mo ng pasensya, kailangan mo ng a lot of calm energy to handle them. Hindi ka dapat nagsusqueeze, hindi ka nanggigigil, hindi ka dapat makulit. Ball pythons in particular, snakes, after they eat, hindi mo sila pwedeng hawakan ako, very strict ako sa 2 days. So, 2 days ko siyang hinahayaan sa enclosure niya lang, hindi ko siya kinukuha. It's actually the first day na I'm holding her after her last meal. Kasi nung past 2 days, hinayaan ko lang siya. At ayan, buhay na naman na si ate girl. So, yun yung mga bagay na naibibigay kasi meron ako nun. Meron akong patience. Naiintindihan ko na, okay, I don't need to hold her all the time for me to take care of her. Pero paano kung wala kang pasensya? I think that's the time na you may want to consider kung ikaw ba talaga yung tamang tao para dun sa bagay na yon, sa tao na yon, siya ba talaga yung tamang tao o tamang bagay para sa'yo. And sa case ng pets, it's the same. Kung gusto mo yung lagi kang hinahabol, lagi mong hawak, lagi mong katabi sa pagtulog, reptiles may not be for you. At sa tao din, kung clingy ka, maybe people who are nonchalant, people who are not as physically affectionate, baka yun din yung para sa'yo. So yun, quick lang, 4 lessons from my reptiles. I'm hoping you learned something new. I'm hoping some of these, I know medyo parang common na to, alam ko na to, pero if you really think about them on a deeper level, hopefully may pulot pa rin kayo dun. So that's it for now. As always says, the Trying Hard podcast, dreaming big, work hard, start now, and don't let those who call you a tryhard keep you from trying hard. From Artemis, Charm, myself, see you next time.